Well, let's go ahead and play with AWS Educate. I'm just going to do this off the cuff. I haven't practiced anything beforehand, so this is going to be pretty, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I think I want to pick something. You know what? We can do get starting with databases, machine learning foundation. There's a lot. I don't want to do anything that takes a long time. It says 2 hours. Usually, let's get started with storage. It says 2 hours, but I don't think it's going to take that time. Introduction to AWS Management Console, 1 hour. So, by the way, if you look here, there's 67 foundational. If I go to advanced, no courses yet. In the advanced intermediate, there's only 6. So, in fact, this is 0.75 hours. Introduction to generative artificial intelligence. Logging into Linux. Instance using Amazon EC2 Instance Connect. I don't like Instance Connect, but that's okay. Working with user data. You know what? Let's use this one. I've done this in the other. Let's use user data. Working with user data. So this is going to be similar to a video that I have that I do Apache. So if you look, it takes me into learning an LMS, learning environment. This is Canvas. AWS Educate's version of Canvas. And so working with user data, it talks about what we're going to do. We can go to modules, and there's the pre-course survey, final assessment, working with user data, lab guide, and the lab. So it wants me to complete all. It looks like it won't let me, but let me just, yeah, so I can just click on this lab and it opens in a new window. So this is opening Volcarum. Volcarum is kind of the work between AWS Educate or AWS Academy and Amazon Web Services. So I'm going to have to start this lab, and it's going to tell me down here to start the lab. So I'm going to start it. That sometimes takes a little bit. Wait until you see the status ready, and and come down here. It's going to talk about connecting to a Redis server. Interesting. So this is going to just take me through some steps. This is not what I expected it would be, how they're doing it, but that's okay. We can do different things. The main thing is I need to do a quick one because I have a busy day. The lab does take a while to start. By the way, you can always close this and refresh so that we can look through this. I'm going to let it keep going while I'm looking. So it talks about we're going to connect to a Redis server, EC2 instance. So we're going to go to the AWS console, go to the services menu. This is where using some of those fundamental ones first, getting familiar with the console would be a good idea. Choose EC2, the dashboards, choose instances, and there's a Redis server. Connect, and they want you to do EC2 Instance Connect tab. I don't like using that, but we'll do it. So it's probably ready. I'm just going to click AWS. Actually, it's not ready yet. Sometimes it'll let you get in even when it's not ready. I know it's not ready because it's still starting the lab, but look, I was able to get in. So sometimes being impatient is okay. Other times it causes problems. So we're going to go to EC2, running instances, and there should be one if it's fully running. Look right there, Redis server, and they want us to go to connect and instance connect, and I don't think they gave us any information, so they're probably using AWS. So I'll give you a word of warning with using instance connect. This is not how a lot of Linux system administrators would do this, and it's going to limit what you can do. So for example, there are some issues with keystrokes going through the web browser, as well as you can't do SCP, so copying files up and down. So anyway, let's see what we're supposed to do next. And it's still starting. Cool. So we've connected. Choose edit user data. Oh wait. Oh, choose cancel. Select the instance name. Choose actions, edit user data. So we weren't supposed to connect. think I can just close this. Actions, instance setting, no. On the connect to instance page, choose cancel. Choose actions, instance settings, edit user data. So this is one of the things where, instance settings. Why do I not see, down below. So by the way, it is here, but when I was first looking, I was having a hard time seeing it. And I've seen often when people come to follow these step-by-step instructions, from here, where it's no longer in the right place because the graphical user interface has changed. Okay, so, but edit the user data, and it says, hey, this text is there, and it was. They say choose cancel, return to the EC2 Connect tab, and use the following command to view the contents of the user data script that resides on the EC2 instance. So it does want me to connect. And the following command, it has me using sudo cat varlib cloud instance scripts part 1. So this is just going to show us the output of the file so we see that that's the same. So we should be able to change this either here or as well on that other place where we were just at. Okay, so the output should match. Yes, it does. Run the following command to view the log output from the user data script. So showing you where the log output is. And sudo switch user and do. Cat is concatenate, which is putting things together, but it also just displays it to the screen. So yeah, there it showed us that it actually does a yum update on boot. Cool. Coming back here, prepare the instance and rerun the user data script. So remove. Run the following command to remove the config scripts user file. So there must be, I'm going to paste this here, but I'm going to control C it and not run it yet. I want to cat that file. So we're going to have to do sudo cat, because this is not the file we just looked at. So it looks like just we remove this and it knows it needs to rerun it, because I'm pretty sure user data only runs on instance the first time the instance boots up. So this must be telling it that it hasn't ran yet or something. Instance 8, then we have it stop it and we restart it. Okay, so instant details, we can come here to instance state, stop. Okay, after we restart it, what's the next steps? So it does take a little bit of time to stop. That's what I'm reading through. Update the user data script using the console. So it wants us to update the script. So they just want us to add some stuff at the bottom. So save and then start and rerun. Okay, so actions, actually let's make sure it's stopped. Instance say stopped. Actions, instance settings, edit user data. Put it there, save. Actions, we're just going to double check it. Instance settings, edit user data. Cool. Come back here, we're going to start it. By the way, you can see that this is not working because it's shut down and it doesn't know it. It didn't actually tell me and kick me out. Okay, I'm just going to close that tab. So it says it's running. We're going to connect. connect. By the way, really should use SSH keys for this, but that's okay. This is following what they want us to do. So starting it, and we should be able to see when the checks pass. We should be able to connect to it and verify that the Redis database installed, so we can do a Redis server-version. We can also just rerun this command that they had us do up here and look at the log. And we should see that Redis was installed as part of this right here, installing Redis. Okay, but that's okay. We'll go down their path. So we should be able to see Redis server-v for version, I expect. So I'm going to put that in there. Yeah, there it is, Redis server. So ideally, in a classroom environment, I would have had them run this before to show it's not installed. That's okay. The output should be similar to the following. Yep. Run the following command, Redis CLI. So this is the Redis command line interface. So this is where, if you have worked with technology, you'll just understand a little bit better. It's saying that it should be connection infused, and it's saying quit. Try a live update. So I think I've gone far enough in this to show you that, hey, you can do some cool things. I want to show you that they're going to not let you do other things. So let's come here and let's go to S3. And let's try and create an S3 bucket. And let's see if I'm wrong. Create bucket. General purpose. My test bucket. That might be used. It might not work. So I might have to change the name, but we'll see. See if we can create the bucket. Yeah. November. So I'm recording this on the 4th. I'm going to do November 5th, 2024. That shouldn't work. I mean, that should work because it should. Oh. So it can't contain uppercase. This is supposed to be a domain DNS familiar one. Failed to create bucket. Yeah, it's right here. Permission is required. I can't create an S3 bucket. Okay. Let's try one more thing. Lambda. So just showing you that these environments are tailored only for what they're letting you do. In fact, look, they're enforcing a certain number of instances. So I probably can't create additional instances as well. So create function. My best function ever. No JS, sure. And right here, not allowed. Okay, so these AWS Educate ones, they're great, but they only do what they've been defined to be able to do. Let's do one more thing. Let's actually go back to EC2. And let's see if we can spin up a big one. So launch instance. A big one. We'll use Amazon Linux. So they use VolkKey, which makes sense. This is Volkman. Allow SSH traffic. Let's do a. Oh, I wanted to change instant type. And let's just grab something I can do. Oh, don't need it that big. Something I can do some machine learning on. Nah. We can do 8 gig. Do 8 gig. That'll work. I've ran a local large language model on Raspberry Pi with 8 gig, so this should work. And launch instance. So yeah, it's not even letting me launch an instance. So I can work with the instance that they launched, but I can't go beyond that. So these are great because in a corporate environment, you don't want to let people do everything. You should lock them down to only have the security to do their tasks. They're not great for a learning environment because in learning, you want them to be able to play and explore. So it's great if you're doing a confined learning environment, but not great for some others. So anyway, we're going to come over here and I'm going to sign out. Yep. Just double check. Make sure, cool, sign out, Volcorum, end lab. And we'll be done with this. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. That was pretty good. So I'll see you in the next video.